podcast to week 9. Thank you for hanging out with us. If you see an animal, can you please comment below? Don't forget to like and subscribe because it really helps. Well, this week we are still in Adelaide, of course. We didn't have a great start to the week. We had some sad family news. Unfortunately, my sister's husband passed away. So now the kids and I are looking at flying back to Perth to attend the funeral. There'll be more on this as we progress. So we decided to start the week with some mini golf. So our week started off with mini golf. And if that wasn't enough fun, we went next door to the West Beach Adventure Park and the kids did the high ropes challenge. They had lots of fun, cool activities on this course. The boys could ride an esky, they could ride a scooter, they could sit on a park bench. Meanwhile, they were harnessed in, so no need to fret. I was a little worried, but the kids had so much fun. It was a really engaging and fun activity. You can see by the smiles on their faces how much fun they had. There were plenty of photo opportunities of the kids doing weird and wonderful things up high. As we are spending so much time in Adelaide, the boys are making great use of the beach. Unfortunately, one of the small children ended up with a sting bite but wasn't really fussed by it. That does look nasty, but he wasn't too worried. So we are spending a lot of time going into Adelaide City. I fell in love with the central markets. They have so many different displays of fresh food, gourmet food, and hey, who doesn't like a good salami or a good cheese? We even found watermelon known as champagne melon, which is yellow. How cool is that? On our walk around the city exploring, we came across Chinatown, which was pretty cool. The kids thought it was great because we haven't been to Southeast Asia in a while because we are in our caravan instead. So it was nice to pop into Chinatown for a look. Adelaide City has lots of buildings that have fancy art on the sides. What a great way to utilise bare resources in the community. Adelaide also has lots of amazing old historic buildings which we like to spot out. So not only do they have fancy paintings and fancy old buildings, they also have fancy statues, especially these guys in Rundle Mall. On our adventure exploring this great city, we stumbled, maybe it was stumbled, across the Torrens River, and then we found the pedal boats. Well, I knew who was going to do all the work here, but all aboard, and whilst we were on the river, my youngest decided that he would be captain, and my other one decided it was a good time to catch up on school reading. It was a beautiful paddle out on the river, and the boys could see, if they were paying attention, the different buildings and all the sights that were to be seen. It was quite a tiring exercise, but it was most enjoyable, and lots of laughs were to be had. I decided I needed a break, and then it was all aboard on the Torrens River ferry, so I could sit back and relax and admire the view. This was a great river cruise for the whole family. They even had little tables so you could eat a snack or two. Great way to have a picnic lunch, and of course the boys pulled out their lunches and had a picnic. Some of the buildings we saw included the University of Adelaide, the Adelaide Convention Centre, Parliament House, Adelaide Festival Centre, Adelaide Oval, and the gates to the Botanic Gardens. Here's one of my children having a go at being captain. Well, that was a good job. Let's see how the other one goes.
Say cheese.
Cheese.
Well, it looks like our great captains deserved an ice cream as a reward. What a great day we had. We also went to the beach house in Glenelg. This is like an indoor amusement centre with water slides, mini golf, bumper cars, bumper boats, arcade games, and a whole stack of activities for children. We got a pass card for this place, if that's what you want to call it, which we will utilise while we're here in Adelaide. Glenelg is a short bus ride from the caravan park. The kids had so much fun at this place, and as you can see from all the photos and the videos, it was a great little centre. As you can hear from the screaming of my children, they had the best time on these water slides. I lost count how many times they went up and down. These two videos are muted. The screaming was way too loud, way too much excitement. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, that sadly my brother-in-law has passed away unexpectedly. My husband is currently overseas with my father-in-law, the kid's granddad. So at some point we are going to have to make our way back to Perth, me on my own with the two boys. This could be quite an interesting adventure. We will be taking a plane from Adelaide, of course, and leaving the caravan and the car behind at the caravan park. Stay tuned for later videos, probably next week, to see how this all pans out. So a fun fact is that my husband may have left us to go on an adventure with his dad, and he may have taken his car keys with him. So the car is useless. So of course we had to extend our caravan stay, and we had to rearrange the whole caravan park because I cannot move the van. The things that the boys and I like to do is to explore. We find a new place and we just walk around and see what we can find. Here in Glenelg we found the pier bridge, this old replica boat which used to be a restaurant, I believe. While out exploring we always look for old buildings and for playgrounds and anything else that's fun and exciting.
Das Boot! Das Boot! Das Boot!
I came across this old diving chamber which was quite interesting. The boys thought it was fascinating and had a great read. Well, you could say that we chucked in a very quick 30-second history lesson. And if you thought that was cool, then we found this little guy. What an exciting adventure. Of course, these are all located on a walk around the pier. And of course, next to this red rattler is the playground. So we had to give it a go. And if that wasn't exciting enough, of course, we were excited to see this little old church. We seem to find lots of churches in Adelaide. There is always that one child that finds the ice cream place. Another cool fact about Glenelg is that just in the section where there's the square, Moley Square, near where the tram and the trains are, is a little splash pad. This is free and you can enjoy yourself to cool off on these hot summer days. So as you may be aware that I am road schooling while we are travelling, and one of our family traditions is that on the first day of school the kids hold up a little sign. We try and fit in as much schoolwork as possible, like reading on the train, reading on the bus, especially when we got lost and headed off to nowhere and had to get off the bus so we could get the right bus back to Adelaide Gaol. So today's school activity, of course, is all about Adelaide Gaol. The boys took this opportunity to dress up as Ned Kelly and have a happy snap. So Adelaide Gaol has this activity that you can only leave the jail or escape the jail once you finish the provided school sheets, working sheets, whatever you want to call them. These are provided at the customer service desk for any visitor to the jail. Please note, I chose to take the kids to Adelaide Gaol because they offer education mapped to the Australian curriculum. This is handy if you are homeschooling or road schooling. So, as mentioned in previous videos, I get funny vibes around old places where people have died or whatever may have happened. Maybe something's bad happened to them. Anyway, I get a weird vibe. And I had the whole weird vibe thing happening here. And let's just say it was an interesting visit for me. Does anyone else get these weird feelings? Anyone else have a sixth sense? Anyone else see dead people, ghosts? Please comment below. So on my tour, I found out that the only lady to be executed in South Australia was Elizabeth Woolcock. She was hanged on the 30th of December 1873 after being convicted of murdering her husband. Interesting. I found this to be extremely disturbing. So another disturbing fact about this jail is they have a death walk, and along the wall is the initials and the date or something corresponding to the people that were executed here at the jail. It was quite emotional to walk down this row. There are flowers for some of them, especially for the lady that was hung. Adelaide Gaol opened in 1840 and it closed in 1980. Sorry, that was 1988 that it was officially decommissioned. That's a long time. Can you imagine being a prisoner in the 1980s in this colonial jail? Scary. There are lots of interactive displays in case your kids are getting bored walking around the jail. Forgot to mention, the last execution was in 1964. The boys had a great time checking out all the buildings and were amazed at how narrow and small some of the cells were. It was quite cold in here, so I wouldn't want to be here in the middle of winter. Well, the boys handed in their sheets to the warden, and then it was time to get their thumbprints done. Do we escape? Do we get to leave, or are we staying overnight? What do you think? Look, they escaped Adelaide Gaol. Woohoo! Phew, I don't fancy staying a night here. Short walk from the jail is Bonnython Park. It has lots of fun things for the kids to do, especially after walking around the prison. They might want to run their sillies out. There's little walking tracks, climbing frames, this wheel thing, rat race wheel thing. Of course, after our history lesson and a nice stop at the park, we took a walk through Adelaide, admiring some of the old buildings and open spaces, and we came across Holy Moley. So why not? The kids love Holy Moley, and we're trying to do as many as we can on our journey around Australia. Who's been to Holy Moley before? Do you like it? Comment below. Do you have a favourite Holy Moley that we should visit? Comment below. Some people do say that Holy Moley is not appropriate for younger children, but you know what? The kids have to learn things, so, they're not really fazed by the different attractions. They just want to hit the ball and see who can get a hole in one.
How do you do this one? It's too hard.
Opinions on what their children experience, but we see Holy Moley as an opportunity for the children to problem solve, and this is quite important for them, especially with our older child who has issues with motor planning skills and a few other things. So Holy Moley takes him out of his comfort zone and to try and problem solve. They didn't even notice the Barbie dolls on the Barbie, for instance. The boys and I love mini golf. We have done, I think, every single one that we've come across on our trip so far. They love a bit of a challenge, especially who can get the first hole in one.
Oh, kiss me, baby.
Here is a demo brought to you by our youngest one.
Look that crazy hole. Quite mean. No, it landed on the hole in Moley.
Kids didn't get the Elvis pun in the toilet. They just thought it was funny that Elvis was there with a toilet. Then, of course, we had to have our photos taken in the Holy Moley car. Why not? After we finished the first side, of course, we went and did the second side, and then the boys went and had photos again of their favourite Holy Moley stations. They seem to like the same one. And here is our Holy Moley champion on his throne. What a great fun adventure this was. At Adelaide Central Markets, we found these black grapes, so of course we had to try some. We're all into trying new food. This is a picture of the train that we have been using to get around Adelaide. Here is a shout out to my sister.
Happy birthday, Auntie Helen. Happy birthday, Auntie Helen.
As I am trying to road school the children, I am finding fun activities to keep them engaged in their learning. One of the activities that we did was the Hayes Chocolate Factory. I had a slight parenting dilemma because it's nearly Easter and they were making Easter bunnies, and the boys were wondering why they were making Easter bunnies. I said that the Easter bunny was really busy this year and needed some help from Hayes Chocolate Factory. We did an educational tour so that the boys could learn all about the history of the Hay family and about the chocolate making industry in Australia and how chocolate is made and where it comes from. It was a very interactive tour. Another important thing is keeping my boys active. So we decided to go not on a pub crawl, but on a park crawl and see how many parks we could find in Adelaide, getting on and off the bus and walking around. Here are some photos of the various parks that we found, including Pelter Park, Marshmallow Park, and Peppermint Park. We discovered a pleasant surprise on our park hopping. We discovered the Japanese gardens at Himeji. No idea if that's how you're saying it, but what a peaceful, relaxing place. The boys absolutely loved it here. We did practice mindfulness while we were here, and we walked around quietly and just took our time and actually relaxed and chilled out. I was amazed at how quiet and calm the boys were in exploring this beautiful parkland. I highly recommend a visit for anyone. We continued on our park adventure and we found another one called Glover Playground. Wasn't as good as all the other parks, but still, the boys had fun. We have noticed that a lot of the playgrounds in Adelaide are nature-based playgrounds with wooden structures and climbing frames. They all seem to have a zip line as well. The boys love a good zip line. As you may have noticed, we like trying out new food in different places that we go to. One of the things that was recommended to us was a pie float, and the only place that we could find that did a decent pie float was the King's Head pub in Adelaide City. What is a pie float? It's a meat pie sitting on mushy peas. This was absolutely fantastic. Who's had a pie float before? Or do you call it something else? Every time we finish in Adelaide City, we stop at Central Market and pick up some supplies to take back with us. As mentioned in previous videos, we are staying in Adelaide for quite a while. It was originally 3 weeks, been extended to 4 weeks, and maybe even longer now that we have to go back to Perth. So we decided to enrol the boys into art school, which they attend once a week on a Saturday. The boys absolutely love the art lessons, and it is highly recommended. It is next door to the caravan park at the the surf club. The West Beach Parks Surf Club is where the art classes are held. How fantastic are these paintings? I cannot wait for us to stop travelling and hang these up in our house, wherever we may be. Despite the sad news that we were given this week, we had a great week exploring Adelaide and doing lots of fun activities. But we couldn't finish the week without another major disaster. We've been given access to the bath because we are here for a long time, and well, let's just say that one of my children decided to flood the bath. Yes, I was there in the room, but I might have been using the toilet at the time. I did clean up the mess. Did you spot the animal this week? Please comment below. Before we go, we've got one last fun fact. Thanks for joining us this week. Join us next week to see where we are. Are we back in Perth? Are we still in Adelaide waiting for a date for the funeral? Thanks, guys. Thank you for all your support. If you like and comment and subscribe to our page, it really helps us out. Thanks.